You're not going to try and go?
No, I think I should go on. I haven't seen the Cosmo in person. Can you see the Cosmo in person?
No.
Air Austria flight OS838 from Larnaca to Vienna on Friday the 30th of July 2023 on Airbus A320, scheduled to depart at 2:25 p.m, flight time 3 hours and 20 minutes. This is the first of 2 flights between Larnaca and Naples. We checked in the night before on the Air Austria app. It was reasonably straightforward. It had even carried all of our personal and passport information through from the booking. That's a win. During check-in, we were offered an upgrade to business class. However, it was €70 and it was only on the second leg of our journey. We didn't think that upgrade was worth it, so we didn't take it. We also got offered the business class lounge for €44 each. I'm Star Alliance Gold, so already get lounge access, so we didn't do that either. After dropping our rental car, which was a bit of a faff because the person from the rental car company wasn't there when we arrived, we took ourselves to the Air Austria bag drop counter, which was essentially checking in with a human.
Yes, one more.
K26, boarding time, boarding group 2. Larnaca, Vienna, Vienna to Napoli. You have express lane, but the express lane is only for you.
Oh, only for me?
At the lounge, you can go together.
Okay.
You can choose one of the 2 lounges at the 3rd floor.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
We're all checked in and we're set to go. We have time, so we decided that it was critical that we go and get our €2 back from our baggage cart. Because that's right, we're that cheap. In fact, if we'd had a bit more time, maybe we could have scrounged around for a few abandoned baggage carts and totally made bank. We made our way back through the terminal. I got express security for my Star Alliance Gold status, but we chose to go together. And the line wasn't that long, and in no time at all, we're through in duty free, which we thought maybe we'd be able to avoid because of this little tunnel to the lounges. But we couldn't be sure if these were the lounges we needed, so we did go through duty free. And we didn't buy anything. Well, we didn't buy much.
I can't go to it.
Oh, do you want to get some now?
I don't want to miss out on the airport.
And then it turned out that the tunnel we'd gone past earlier was the only way to get to the lounges. So we went back to the tunnel and into the lift. We picked what we thought would be the best lounge, which in our opinion was Aegean, but it had no windows. So we left and went to the other lounge, which was an Aspire lounge. There was a board that showed all of the airlines and cards that could get you into the lounge. Austrian Airways is on the board and they're in the Star Alliance. I'm Star Alliance Gold, so this should be fine.
Hi. And I guess. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, boom, we're in! In the scale of all the lounges I've ever been in, it certainly wasn't the worst, and it definitely wasn't the best, maybe upper middle, and there were heaps of food and drink options. Oh yeah, look at all this food. Awesome! We didn't load up too much, because according to our booking, there was a meal service on our flight. Or was there? Stay tuned to find out more! So we got hot beverages, cold beverages, and some wee pastries. And it was all pretty good. We didn't need anything more substantial because we were going to get meals on the plane. I had a wee bit of time to spare, so I went to the observation deck to see what I could observe. Because this wasn't an airline lounge, they didn't call any flights, so when we thought it was about time to go downstairs, we went downstairs. We had to venture through duty free, and then we ended up in an area with some shops and a bit of a food court, and it was a little bit unclear exactly where we needed to go.
Where are the planes? There's some gates, but we're 26, so we don't want to end up in the wrong place. Here we go. There's a sign here, the non-illuminated sign.
Right.
So I have a bunch on this side and a bunch on that side. 23, 24. 25, what did I say? 26.
Yeah.
I think we go over here and come back around, I think. This way. It's just, I've been observing, and the best view of planes is this way. Especially our plane, which is just there. I haven't called it because no one's going on.
And there's our plane. Nice. We backtracked a little bit to get to gate 26, and a couple of minutes after we got there, they called boarding. Different airports and different airlines have a variety of boarding processes. I would classify Austrians as a bit of a mob press. And then we decided to walk down the air bridge was the perfect time to highlight some merch.
Do you want me to film you going on with your backpack on?
Okay, that's a good idea.
Do that again. Oh, one more time because I had your head. I don't want your head.
Right?
I missed your hand.
Oh, whatever. I'll figure it
I
out.
was going to get you on here, Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Now would be good. Time to go.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a pretty slick outfit. So after a last wee look at our plane, we're on board and in our seats and ready to go.
My dear guests, welcome aboard. Our flight to Vienna is fully booked. We kindly ask you to store your hand luggage also under the seat in front of you, except the first row and the emergency exit rows. Thanks for your cooperation.
Dear guests, welcome aboard. Please also use the space under the seat in front of you for storing your hand luggage and keep the aisle clear for embarking passengers. If you are sitting in the first row or in an emergency exit row, you are required to store your hand luggage in the overhead compartment only. Thank you for your cooperation.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. From the flight, Captain can you back to welcome you on board on this Austrian Airbus A320 on our flight to Vienna. We have already received our startup clearance. I expect to start the engine in the next 2 minutes. That means our arrival in Vienna will be on schedule. The latest meteor for Vienna shows a normal temperature of 28 degrees centigrade and rain showers around the airport. I hope you feel comfortable. Wish you a nice remaining stay on board.
We pushed back from gate 26, taxied across apron 1 on Lima Bravo, then via taxiways Lima, Zulu and Charlie, and then onto runway 22 via taxiway Alpha, and we took off to the southwest.
Welcome on service, dear guests. I will also welcome all passengers from our Star Alliance partner. And together with my team, I will take care of your way to Vienna. The flight time is 3 hours. If you have any questions, not hesitating, contact one of us. We wish you now a very pleasant flight.
According to FlightAware, we left the gate 25 minutes late at 2:50 p.m. We taxied for an improbable 2 minutes and took off at 2:52 p.m., 17 minutes behind schedule.
Dear passengers, may we have your attention for the international safety regulations. Please remove your earphones for this important announcement. Our aircraft has 8 emergency exits, 2 in the front, 4 over the wings, and 2 in the rear cabin. They are marked as exit. Illuminated strips on the floor lead to these exits. Your seat is equipped with a seat belt. To close the belt, fix the 2 ends together. To open it, lift the upper part of the buckle. As turbulence can occur at any time, you are required to have your seatbelt fastened whenever seated. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above you. Pull the mask down to start the flow of oxygen. Put on your own mask before assisting children and other passengers. For safety-related information, also refer to the card by your seat. In case of an emergency, you must leave all your carry-on baggage on board. Smoking and the use of electronic cigarettes is not permitted at any time. All electronic devices with a transmitting function must be switched off or turned to flight mode. Inform the crew immediately should your electronic device become damaged or produce heat or smoke. Please fasten your seatbelt and pull it tight. Make sure the back of your seat is in its full upright position. Your table is stowed and your window shade is open. You are required to observe all signs and to follow the instructions given by the crew. We are now ready for takeoff.
It's in the wrong line. Let's try the train. Just is what it is, right? Just
Is it insemination monster thing?
oh, maybe.
We took off to the southwest, did a right-hand turn and over the southern end of Cyprus. We did a couple more right-hand turns over the Mediterranean, and then we tracked to the northwest over Turkey towards Austria.
My dear guests, for your own safety, you require to keep your seatbelts fastened whenever you are seated. This applies even when the seatbelt signs are switched off. If you open an overhead compartment during flight, please make sure that items do not fall out. Some brief information about our onboard service today. In a few minutes we will be serving a hot lunch for our business class guests. And we invite all guests traveling in economy class to have a look at the Austrian OS838 menu card. Please observe that we do not accept any cash. Thank you for your understanding and now enjoy the flight with us.
That's why the afternoon, gentlemen, from the flight deck, Captain speaking. Information concerning our flight. We've just passed an altitude of 10,360 meters, 34,000 feet. Our remaining flight time to Vienna approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. I expect our landing on time. The latest Metroport Vienna shows that at the moment a temperature of 23 degrees centigrade and wind showers around the airport. We expect light turbulence during the approach. I hope you feel comfortable. Wish you a nice remaining afternoon in Vienna. Good and fast onboard journey. Thanks for choosing Austrian and bye-bye.
So as you might have picked up in there's no meal service on this flight, which I was a little bit surprised about because it was quite expensive. The two options we had to go between Larnaca and Naples were with Austrian or Aegean. Austrian departed at 2:20 p.m. and Aegean departed at 5 a.m. So despite the significant price difference, we chose the afternoon flight. The price difference was worth the flight time convenience. And I figured a 3-hour flight at that price point, the Austrian flight would probably be full service. That assumption was incorrect. If you wanted a snack or some food, you needed to order from the Austrian melangerie menu. We were pretty hungry, but we didn't want to pay €7 for a sandwich. So we waited to see what we'd get for free. We got a glass of water and a chocolate. The glass of water was water. And as we know, water gets a 5. The chocolate was very good. There wasn't a lot of it, but it was good. I'm going to give this chocolate a 7 out of 10. A couple of weeks after this flight, we caught a train from Salerno to Rome, and on that train, we got a snack box. And in that snack box was a filled roll, a chocolate biscuit, and some little mini biscuit nibble things. We also got a hot beverage and a bottle of water. That's a pretty substantial snack box for a 2-hour train ride. And if we do a price comparison, the train ride cost us 41 cents per kilometre, and the plane ride cost us 45 cents per kilometre. So we paid more and we got less. And if we'd upgraded to business class so that we could get a meal, that would have cost us 78% more, or 81 cents per kilometre. Like, way more. So I think I'm justified in my disgruntlement. Where's the snack, Austrian? Now I do understand that this is technically an own goal, and if I'd just done a little bit more research, I would have been better prepared. But if Austrian had communicated a little bit more clearly, like this very clear communication from United, I wouldn't have been at all upset. And then, a little bit later on,
purchase valuable fresh products at a discounted price. You can once again have a look in the magazine, which says Melangerie in the Disembarking package. Thanks for supporting us.
When they came down the aisle, they wanted $3.50 per item, and we could pay with our credit card. That was a deal we decided to accept. My wife selected a falafel wrap, and I selected a barbecue chicken baguette. Ignoring for a second the shenanigans around will there be a meal, won't there be a meal, and should we have eaten in the lounge beforehand, the barbecue chicken baguette was delicious and quite filling. Absolutely worth it for $3.50, maybe not for €7, but given this is where we are and this is what we ate and that is what it cost, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Good baguette, Austria. According to my wife, the falafel wrap was delicious, but not massively filling. She gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, let's average all that out. Well, the water, which was pretty average water, got a 5. And the chocolate, which was pretty good, got a 7. If we'd stopped there, the average would have been 6 out of 10. But we didn't. We got lucky. We had the delicious barbecue chicken baguette, which got an 8 out of 10, and the yummy but not so filling falafel wrap, which got 6.5. The average of all of that is 6 5/8. A little bit of a boost from the discount food, Austrian. That was a good save. This plane, OE-LXC, is an Airbus A320. It took its first flight on the 15th of May 2008, making it just over 15 years old when we took this flight. It first flew for Air One, a budget Italian airline. 2 months after this aircraft was taken up, in August 2008, Air One announced it was merging with Alitalia. Air One and this aircraft continued to operate as a budget carrier until October 2014, when this aircraft was stored. The following year, in 2015, it was taken up by Air Berlin. A short 2.5 years later, in August 2017, Air Berlin went broke. A few months before that, in March 2017, this aircraft was leased to Austrian, and after what was probably a little bit of shenanigans, ownership was transferred to Austrian Airlines, who still own it today. It's configured with 24 business and 144 economy class seats, in what is referred to as a CY configuration, and I was in seat 11A in the economy class section. Other CY configurations I've seen block out the middle seats in the business class section, so you get a standard economy size seat, but you have a bit of space beside you. On this aircraft, the middle seat is not blocked out, but to get 24 seats over 6 rows, they must just not allocate them. So if you're business class fare, you get no neighbour, a better meal, and a better loo to human ratio. In business class, it's 1 loo to 24 humans, whereas in economy, it's 2 to 144. That's 1 loo per 72 passengers. That's 3 times the contention. The seat pitch, or the distance between the rows of seats on this aircraft for all seats, including the business class ones, was 30 inches or 76 centimetres. I'm almost 5'11" or 180 centimetres tall, and that was okay. There was space for your carry-on bags in the overhead bins, and space for a reasonably big backpack or handbag or laptop bag under the seat in front, and a little bit of space in this little net on the back of the seat in front. And in the overhead panel there were lights, fresh air, and a call button. Wait, what's all that smoke? Well, time for a quick plane fact. It's actually not smoke, it's condensation, and personally, I think it's pretty neat. After the aircraft's engines start up and the air conditioning system turns on, those systems produce cold, dry air, and the cabin is full of warm, humid air. As the air in the cabin cools, it can no longer hold the moisture, and it forms tiny little water droplets that become visible to the eye as condensation. So you get these little mini clouds inside the plane. So neat. So anyway, back to the plane. A 15-year-old A320 that's got 180 seats that are reasonably packed in. It hasn't got any mod cons, there's no charging outlets, no in-flight entertainment system. For short domestic flights, this would be absolutely fine. 3 hours kind of feels like the limit for this configuration. So I think all in all, that's a solid 6 out of 10. The plane's okay, Austrian.
My dear guests, we're starting our descent to Vienna. Please return to your seats. Please store your hand luggage and other heavy electronic devices. Thank you.
After trekking northwest over Turkey and Greece, we did a slight right-hand turn to remain over Bulgaria, then a series of minor left and right adjustments over Serbia and Hungary, and then a final right-hand turn over Austria to come into Vienna airport from the southeast.
My dear guests, we are going to prepare the cabin for landing. Please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened. Put your seat back upright, secure the boarding table and open the window shades. In case of emergency, your hand luggage has to remain on board. Please have another look at the safety card in your seat pocket. Thank you.
We approached from the southeast and landed on runway 34. We exited the runway via taxiway Bravo 4, then via Lima, then onto the apron on the south side of the North Pier via taxi lane 37, then 36, and then onto gate F17 of the North Pier.
Very warm welcome to Vienna. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the fasten seatbelt sign have been switched off, and do not use laptops and heavy electronic devices. You may now switch off the flight mode of your mobile devices. Nevertheless, telephone calls on board is still not allowed. Please be careful when opening the overhead compartments as items could fall out. On behalf of the entire crew, I would like to say goodbye to you. Thank you for choosing Austrian Airlines for this journey. We look forward to welcome again on board and wish you a beautiful evening here in Vienna, or a pleasant and safe onboard journey. Thank you and goodbye.
Going to descent plans.
Air and floor flights disarmed.
We landed at 4:41 p.m, 6 minutes behind schedule. We taxied for 4 minutes and arrived at the gate at 4:45 p.m, exactly on schedule.
So my dear guests, please use the front exit only.
We're transiting in Vienna. Our inbound flight arrived on time at 4:45 p.m. Our flight to Naples is scheduled to depart at 5:25 p.m. That's a layover of just 40 minutes, so we're going to need to hustle between our gates. When we checked in for these flights in Larnaca, a gate hadn't yet been assigned for the flight to Naples. So our first order of business was to find a departures board and check out our flight info. Yeah.
What does that mean? Is it
It's been
actual?
Oh, it's delayed. Oh, that's useful.
Time, 5:30, 7
All we know is F. Our flight's delayed by 90 minutes, which is actually good news, because I don't think we could have possibly made it to the gate in time otherwise. So the new departure time is 6:55 p.m, which makes our layover 2 hours and 10 minutes. And now that we know for sure there'll be no food on the next flight, that gives us plenty of time to get to the lounge and get something to eat and drink. That's a win. We have to head through passport control and through transit security.
I have never been to Vienna before.
I'll sum up as we make our way over. The food, which was initially just water and chocolate, which got a 6, but then was enhanced with the purchase of a barbecue chicken baguette and a falafel wrap, averaged 6 5/8. And the plane, a 15-year-old A320 without a lot of mod cons and a very average amount of space between the seats, got a 6. That's an average of 6 5/16. A score over 6 is okay, Austrian. And you made up 25 minutes in the air. Thanks.
Who's class down to business class lounge?